At the moment the boiler is positioned here on the wall in the kitchen, and we're thinking of moving it into this cupboard here, which currently has the immersion heater, and there's a bit of space above it, so we could put it there. We're thinking of putting wooden floors throughout and putting an underfloor heating system in, and that would involve putting some insulation under the floorboards and filling it with concrete. That strikes me as something that can't be readily undone, and is I'm a bit wary of, but at the same time I understand that it's one of the best ways of saving money from heating. I think you can save about 50%, a third off your heating by putting underfloor heating in, which makes sense to me. So we've had a home information pack, and from an environmental point of view it's a bit disappointing because at the moment we're at about 28, which is one level above the worst you can have, and the most optimistic is only E at 51, and that basically means that we're nowhere near getting to this sort of top level, which is really my ambition. And as you can see down here, the energy use, they've got some numbers here, and what's most interesting is the carbon dioxide emission. Currently it's about 11 tonnes a year, and the potential is only 6.2, and really my goal is to get down to as little possible, and I was sort of thinking in terms of living off 1 tonne or 2 tonnes per year, but the house alone is taking up 6, which is way beyond my target at the moment. So I'm hoping that this potential is that there's more potential than the numbers say, but I have no idea how we're going to get to this. So the next page talks about all the different elements, where they are at the moment, and it ranges from very poor to average. There's actually a good for the main heating system, which is surprising since it's 30 years old, and I guess that's probably due to the fact that it's gas powered, which produces less emissions. The recommendations are to increase the loft insulation. That's quite a relatively cost-effective way of doing it. At the moment we've only got about 50 millimetres, and they're recommending going up to 270. Low energy lighting, that's very straightforward, and upgrading the heating controls, because at the moment they're pretty much non-existent. Replacing the boiler with a band-aid condensing boiler. We're thinking of doing that anyway, and we're holding off for the scrappage scheme, which is due to come in next year, and at the same time we're not sure which boilers are compatible with solar hot water, and and the way that it should be plumbed effectively, so that we can make use of the tank, which is currently an immersion heater. Whether that can be reused for the solar hot water is something that I need to get my head around. The more ambitious measures, solar hot water heating, replacing the single glazed windows with low-E double glazing, and 50mm internal or external wall insulation, as well as solar voltaics. This wall insulation seems a bit minimal, but maybe that is practically the limit of how much can be put on, given that there's not much roof overhang, and to put huge amounts of insulation internally may affect the size of the room, or affect the window frames, making them recessed, which will probably look a bit weird. So this is a few photos of the interior. This is the second reception room with a gas fire. It needs a lot of updating, but it's quite quaint, and it's a shame to lose a lot of the character of the property whilst doing these upgrades. This is the kitchen. We're going to completely get rid of all these appliances, and perhaps get rid of this wall, which is joining the second reception. So make the second reception room and the kitchen all one big space. And this is the front room, the first reception room with the fireplace. We're thinking of putting a wood-burning stove here. And this is the hallway. toilet at the top of the landing, and this is the main bedroom still with a fireplace, but it's been blocked up, I think, and it's got a gas fire in front of it. This is the second bedroom, and this is a photo of back downstairs. The hallway has got carpet over it, and we lifted up the carpet to find these tiles which look fantastic, but it's a bit concerning for me since they probably are very poorly insulated, and I'm a bit concerned that we're going to lose a lot of heat through these because they're not insulated. To insulate underneath them, I have no idea how you do that without wrecking the tiles. But yeah, that's just one of the dilemmas that's just typical of this whole house. Back upstairs again, this is the bedroom, the main bedroom, and again the main bedroom with the fireplace. Now as you can see, there's carpets throughout the whole place, and we're thinking of putting floorboards throughout it. Now this is the second bedroom with the gas fire in front of it, and this is the boiler. Now this here is a dial from minimum to maximum, and that's pretty much the only control you have over the heat. It's got a timer, so you can set it to come on and go off throughout the day, but it's only one dial. You can't get it to do different things on different days. The boiler is apparently about 30 years old, and I think it's about 16 kilowatts, and it's gas powered. So that's going to be gone eventually. One of the best features of the second reception room are these stained glass windows, and they're probably very poorly insulated, but at the same time it's something that gives the house a lot of character. So I'm a bit of a dilemma on this one as well. Now the bathroom is something I'm trying to get my head around immediately because it needs a lot of work doing on it, and it's got a cast iron bath which we're thinking of re-enamelling. We're thinking of plumbing in a shower with a low flow head into the wall, but that's probably going to involve chopping out some of the tiles, and it probably won't look right if we replace those few that have to be removed. At the same time, not sure how we're going to insulate, so if we're going to do all internal insulation, then it probably means sorting that out before we start retiling and that sort of thing. So it's a bit of a tricky one. Now, if we internally insulate, then this window frame is then going to be recessed, and I'm not sure if that's going to look completely wrong. My mum suggested that we put in something thin like aerogel, which is expensive, just around that feature, and then maybe on the rest of the wall put in something thicker where it doesn't matter, and then there'll be a step, but maybe that won't look so bad. Anyway, this cupboard here is, like I say, got the immersion heater in, and probably will eventually have the boiler in as well. And this is the first picture again. So I hope that's been interesting to you. It's been a relief to get all these things out of my head, and I'd be more than interested to get anybody's thoughts, opinions, corrections and suggestions. Okay, thanks very much. See you later. Bye.